Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Nat 2.
We're just the two of us.
Naturally. Hey guys! Guess what we got?
We'll give you time to guess.
It's mic stands. Oh my gosh, y'all, and look, here, I'm gonna move it slightly. No, I'm not, because it's whatever.
Thanks to your lovely donations. Just kidding.
We haven't done anything yet. Do you hear the cat meowing? Oh, my darling. So the thing that we had been using prior to mic stands is, I mean, they were
mic stands, but
they were
tabletop
ones. Which the thing about that is that
when you're playing a tabletop game,
you need that. You need that for a game. So there's that. Number one. Number two, the mics. Did they come with the mics?
Yeah.
Is that true? The mics were a cat meowing. The mics were way too heavy for them.
Yeah.
Like, they weighed it down so much that unless it was in the exact, like, sweet spot, it would fall over.
Yeah. You would, accidentally touch the table, and not only would it pick up all of that noise, but it would also send it flying 20 feet across the room.
And when you're just like, tough of me, I love you. And then all of a sudden the mic falls over, and you're like, okay, let me back into character. So there's that.
And also, because it had to be on the table, but the table is only a specific height, we have the same torso length. We would have to, crouch down, sort of, to be at the length that to be at the height.
To be at the length. We had to change our length. So we could be the correct height, so we could be talking into the microphone and not just at nothing.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then also, the pop filter, if you don't know what that is, have you seen the, circle thing on a doohickey doingle coming off of the so it's so that when I go party, your ears don't die.
Yeah.
They screw onto something, right? And the idea is that they would screw onto a mic stand. Well, when your mic stand is already too heavy in one direction, way down by the mic, you would have to you find the way that the mic is too heavy, and then you had to orient it such that it would counterbalance the weight. So we stopped doing that, and we started attaching the pop filter to the table.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is that nowhere on this plastic table was there a place that you could attach a pop filter and have it not just fall off.
Yeah.
So we just until now, this is episode 35, and we have recorded multiple times for between 6 and 8 hours straight. We just didn't move a muscle for that entire time. We would take breaks and be like, oh, my darling Clementine. And so now, right now, I'm comfortable.
Yeah. Me too.
This is a magical situation.
We could touch the table and it's not gonna
I'm touching the table
issues.
right now. I mean, we're not gonna you'll hear that, but freaking, I could put my elbow on it theoretically, and you would never know, or you would hear the smallest possible sound. However, because this is the first episode with aforementioned mic stands, we are learning about their using them. So if stuff's a little bit weird for an episode or two while we figure our lives out, sorry. I'm so sorry about that.
I'm so sorry.
We'll do better.
Finch. I'm sorry.
We'll do better in the future.
We'll do better.
But yeah, wow.
Also, with sounds, etc. galore. I mean, y'all, by episode 35, you already know we can only do so much. We
try,
fucking Monica has rats.
Pet ones.
Yeah.
We're
infested with rats and cockroaches.
Yeah.
No, Monica has rats, and they like to wake up halfway through a session and then eat. And we were like, maybe the mics won't pick it up. So last episode, we decided to just kind of power through while they were eating. You can fully hear them. Yeah. So, sorry.
Yeah. Be comforted, no? Is that not adorable?
Little baby rats are...
Just imagine
we
us.
are performing for some rats.
Yeah, honestly, we sort of are. Freaking, just imagine us in, our room, soft orange lighting, two little cozy rats having a snack, and we're just
doing some emotional,
doing our thing. Imagine, I just want to know that anything that we've ever done that you have enjoyed must now be rendered more impressive by the fact that we had not moved a muscle in 8 straight hours.
We're stupid and insane and
yeah,
poor.
Why didn't we do this? They weren't even that much money. They were not that much money.
Because the whole other setup was that much money. And so we spent a lot of money on...
Well, don't get me wrong, they weren't no money, but
Well,
it was worth it. Gosh, it's been over a year of us almost every week, destroying our bodies for the rest of forever, when now we can, be alive.
Be alive?
Yeah. So, really excited about these, that's all I'm saying.
Last episode... as a little off, whatever the heck, Vatil is some guy, Freaking the...
What is this?
Freaking the... What?
You're just after microfeel, before the recap,
this is part of the recap.
Oh, this is part of the recap?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just having
I was thinking because the rats, you can hear them during that time.
Oh, I see. A quick Vatil fangirl session.
Yeah, Vatil is hot. Freaking...
I don't know.
Oh, it's what I desire. That was freaking hot.
It's speaking through me, man. You put a glass of water under the bed.
I didn't put that there. I think you did that.
Fully you. I would not have done that.
I would not have done that.
It's a mystery. There's a deodorant on the bed. That's more fun. Anyway, keep telling me what a good job I did of being a hot boy.
Vatil is so hot. And freaking, of course I desire it. What am I? A boy?
Okay, that was hot. When I want you guys to know that I frequently listen to the episodes while I'm at work, which anyway. So if you ever happen to know me and you're wondering what I'm listening to, what cool music I'm listening to, no, it's
our podcast.
It's me being hot.
Yeah, it's funny because we partially work at the same job, and I had a headphone in, the other headphone, and she had the other headphone in, and we were listening to that section, and I was coming to a customer, and I was like, "Hi, what can I get for you?" Of course, it's what I desire. So a sandwich? Okay. What am I, a boy? Your total is not important. Hey, have you ever been in love?
You ever been in love before? Because it feels like this, and then you hand it a friggin' headphone. Yeah, well, when I heard myself, I was typing into a spreadsheet, the least emotional possible job. The most we live in a society job. And I heard myself, mind you, say, of course that's a desire that I have. What am I? Some kind of boy? I was like, hold on. Ain't no way you said that like that. I was like, some kind of boy? I was like, good gracious. If someone said that to me,
yeah,
I'd be like, I would think about it. That's all I'm saying.
It's funny because if he had more to say and then you said that and I went, okay. Oh, no.
Yeah, it was funny having Iffy be on the back foot for once ever. Having her be like, do you hear this cat interrupting me? Having her be like, what the heck is going on?
I don't know what to say. It's funny because I was listening back to it, and it sounds like Iffy's really not about it. She was so about it. She's like, I'm attracted to you. But also you're my commanding officer, and also you're drunk. So this legally, in many respects, cannot happen and will not happen. So, however, you're being
wow. Yeah, dude, deep within me is a suave Scottish man.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Well, What else happened last episode?
That was the main thing.
Yeah, that was the main part. So we made it to a tavern. Had some like conversations and stuff like that. We saw a bit more into what happened to Iffy after the guy like stripped her of her weapons in the middle of like a field mission, and when she was in the medical tent recovering from whatever injury she may have, and we saw a promise that Vatil made to her, which, by the way, that also was great. That, like, whole speech.
You guys have never been more embarrassed in my entire life. I don't know what it was about it. I think because it was so real and, like, so done so earnestly. I was like, gosh, I think Vatil probably was like, this is the way I know how to do this, so I'm going to do it like this.
It was great. And then we got a little bit more of that, and then at the tavern, they were talking about basically their plans, all that, but also Iffy's kind of her going away, like just completely going blank when she remembers something. Mm-hmm. And Yezi being like, I don't think that you should be with us. I don't think that you're reliable. And everyone else kind of being like, I don't agree with that. And that whole discussion. And the reasons as to why she may be doing that. And then Yezi and Tavamil had a bit of a conversation. Why Yezi wanted to be an assassin, and then why people wouldn't really tell Tavamil stuff. And then we go to the boys. And the boys make it to the little Daisy. We meet Adeline Green, Finch's mom, and kind of start making their business. The getting settled. How do you say that? I don't know.
Making their business.
Making their business. And that was relatively short. I mean, they re-upped on Lucian's disguise and talked about random stuff. They learned that the guards, that there are a bunch of guards at the tavern, and that also there's a checkpoint, which is a checkpoint that Tavamil and the group had to go through.
That was the last thing that happened, was them getting to the little Daisy and Adeline hugging Lucian, or attempting to hug Lucian.
Right, I remember that.
That was the button for that episode, was that happening, and you get a roll before that happens, in the event that you want to do something about it.
I do. Cool. So anyways, that was last episode.
That was last episode. After Vahrae's exciting conversation with Monsterl and Egwin and Mawan about what it is that they want from him and what it is that's going on, sort of the next thing on the agenda, unless you disagree with Vahrae, is going to see about this party invite.
Yeah. His parents are leaving soon, so he's like, I mean, that's what he's gonna do. He's like, okay, if that is what they are going to let me do. Mm-hmm.
This is my mission if I choose to accept it. So, as you are walking back from this underground bunker veritable to your house, what are you thinking about? What's going through Vahrae's mind?
I think a lot of things. I think the first thing is that because he still wasn't certain whether or not he should trust them, because he didn't understand why they would be so cagey about finding a cure rather than growing something that is kind of taboo to grow. Like, he wasn't allowed to tell anyone that his parents were growing it when he was younger. Mm-hmm. And then once the war stopped, they were also supposed to stop.
Yeah.
And then finding out that that's not true, but that's been being kept like a secret. Mm-hmm. Because he's like, obviously if his brother knew, he wouldn't tell him. But if Yusufi knew, she would tell him. Yeah. And she hasn't said anything. So she either was told that she can't tell people about it.
Yeah, or she also doesn't know, yeah.
And so I think that he was like confused as to why they'd be so cagey about that. So he was questioning whether or not their story, like the validity of their story. Mm-hmm. But when the guy brought up the point, didn't Farneel tell you to find me, to find Malwyn? He was like, oh, yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. He wouldn't say that.
Unless you weren't on the level.
And so he's like, okay, your story about this is not, in my mind, not shakeable because it has Farneel's backing to it. Mm-hmm. And he knows, too, that Farneel doesn't just trust anyone or doesn't just allow anyone to help him. Even Vahrae himself wasn't able to help him. Mm-hmm. And so I think that he's like, okay, what they're telling me is what they genuinely believe. Whether or not what they're saying about what the plant does is true is up to question for him. Yeah. Because he can believe something like that making somebody sick, whatever. But I think to him, he's like what? They're essentially becoming like a parasitic pollinator. Like they consume this thing, and then all that is like wanted from them is to grow it more. Mm-hmm. And I think that he's like, how could that be true? Mm-hmm. Like, I think that is where he's kind of stuck on. But I think he also is like, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. What matters is getting Farneel safe and no longer being a fucking test subject for the stupid king who wanted to win a war, so he decided to fuck with something that he had nothing, like no knowledge about at all. And then now he's dealing with the consequences, and because he's the king, everyone is trying their hardest at the detriment of other people to cure him. Mm-hmm. I think that's something that he's pissed about, that he's just like, this is always and forever going to happen. Like, people cannot just be people. They're born into class, and then they're forever this immune thing. And I think that's something that he's angry about, like, within his own life. And he's like, it's so ingrained within the Wethway clan. Like, there's no sense of consequences. Why does anything matter then? It doesn't. Like, I'm trying to find meaning in this thing, and the only thing that he's, like, found meaning in is Farneel and Yusufi. And so I think that he's thinking about all that. Mm-hmm. But I think that he's also like, okay, the way that this is going to work, like, with getting his parents to let him go, is that I think that he's just like, they are just going to let me go. I'm going to say that I am coming.
I'm going to let them know that I'm coming too.
I am coming also. If you don't want me to, I do not care.
Yeah. So as you think, you have all these thoughts like rushing around in your brain as you storm back to your house. And now it is solidly like nighttime. So you're like, okay, hopefully the ship has not sailed. Yeah. As you're going back to the house, go ahead and roll a d20. Okay. Straight.
12.
As you approach your house, you see that there is a large carriage outside, one that your family uses for, traveling, that is being loaded up by, butlers and footmen and maids and stuff like that with whatever your parents need for like a, 2, 3, 4, however long this thing's going to take. Yeah. Presumably Vahrae, that's not information that would be known to him. I imagine.
I think he's also like, they need an exuberant amount of things. Oh, yeah. Like one day they have a whole house.
Yeah, your mother has like 12 dresses per event so that she can like choose from them instead of being loaded into the carriage. And you see that as you approach, you see obviously that going on the outside of your house, and you don't see your parents anywhere outside.
Okay. So there's like butlers and crap like loading up the carriage.
Yeah.
I think he looks to one of them and he's like, "Hey, where are my parents?"
Oh, well, I believe they're inside, Master Vahrae.
Don't call me that. I've told you that so many times.
But it's what I meant to call
I
it.
don't-
Also,
no,
I suppose it's obvious that they're inside. They're inside their rooms, Master Vahrae. I apologize. For my impertinence, Master Vahrae.
Stop calling me that. You know what you're supposed to do? Call me what I want you to call me, which is just Vahrae.
Well, I mean...
Say it with me now.
In the most
Vahrae.
technical sense, I work for your parents, so...
Well, they didn't... Why
They've
would,
instructed me
why
to
would
call
they
you...
care?
I'm...
Hey, it'll be a secret between us. Think I'm going to tell him?
Roll persuade.
22.
He's like, well, either way, Vahrae...
Oh, there you go. He like slaps his shoulder.
they're in their room.
All right, thanks. And he like goes in.
You're welcome, Master Vahrae.
Stay.
You go inside your house. Obviously, you know where your freaking parents' room is. Do you make for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go up the stairs and the stairs and the stairs and the more stairs
The
to
12th room.
to your parents' room. And you see, like, you know, on your way, butlers and maids and stuff bringing things, getting ready, and like going up and down the stairs. Presumably, you know, one would imagine your mother's clothes are near her room. And you see the door to the room is open, and you hear the vague sounds of your mother and father directing traffic, more or less. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
6.
You are thinking about... You're really focused on the mission at hand. Like, this is what you're going to say, this is what you're going to do, this is what's going on. As you approach the door, is there anything you want to do before you walk in?
No, I don't think so. I think that he's pretty much just like, I am here for business, and I'm going to enact on this business.
Ever so often you hear, like, a butler or maid say, "Good evening, Master Vahrae," and you're like, yes, I'm doing something, like, so focused on the mission. So as you approach your parents' room, doors open, you hear them saying, "Oh, darling, did you remember the jeweled cufflinks that we were sent last year as a birthday present from the... Well, I'm not sure that I will match our suit for the evening." "Oh, hello there, Vahrae."
Why you look so surprised?
"Well, son, we weren't expecting you to be in our rooms at this hour. Thus, I don't think that that's quite so surprising."
Alright, fine. You're going to, what, party? Right, the Talenthi Castle, whatever.
"Oh, yes, we are. How did you hear about that, son?"
I just hear things.
Perhaps one of the maids or something said something to him. "Well, yes, we are preparing for that event."
Right, well, I'm coming.
"Oh, unfortunately, son."
I don't care.
"Well, you've not been given an invitation."
Does it matter?
"Well, yes, I mean..."
You've been given one.
"Yes, but we're..."
I'm your son.
Vahrae,
I'm part of you.
please don't interrupt your father. What I was going to say was, it's not some sort of, any party. It's at the Talenthi Castle. We've been sent an invitation from Tenbra Talenthi himself.
Right.
We can't just, bring a +1 unannounced. Of course, how ridiculously rude would that
You
be?
know how you're always complaining that I never participate in anything that you want? I never home. I never want to have dinner with you. The one time I want to come with you. What, you don't want me to?
Well, son,
This might be the only chance.
Your mom looks like kind of like weirdly maternally at you in a way that makes you uncomfortable because it's not happens often. It says, "Well, son, we appreciate your enthusiasm with relation to our going to this party, but it's not up to us, you understand." And
Who's
I
it
mean,
up to?
we're already technically, if you want to now, dear. Anyway, you can't come.
Well, who's it up to? What, the people at the castle?
Well, yes, I mean, they're the ones that sent the invitation in the first place.
All right, then I'll come with you, and then we'll see what they say. If they don't let me in, then they don't let me in.
Well, I'm not sure, dear, because, I mean, how presumptuous
Well,
is
you
that
don't want me
bringing
here?
you... What?
You don't want me here?
What? No, I mean, if we bring
I
you...
could go away again.
Vahrae... Your mom, like, starts getting emotional, and, your dad is gonna turn to you and say, dear, please... It's not that we don't want you to come, as we've said. It's not in our hands. How presumptuous would that be if we bring you along hoping that they allow you to come in and...
Then be presumptuous. You know who you are? You're a Thonagould.
Roll, persuasion. What are their names? Do they have names?
Yeah, Winslow and Galleon.
Okay, Winslow and Galleon. Got it. It suddenly occurred to me that I didn't have that written down.
Not good.
You sound so disappointed.
He rolled an 8, but he is going to cast Suggestion.
Okay.
So they have to make a saving throw. My spell save DC is 13.
Okay.
Let me tell you what it is. It's a Wisdom saving throw.
Cool. So, you say you're Thonagould, and your dad is going to turn to you and say, yes, we are Thonagoulds, but we must make good showings of ourselves.
Let me come with you.
I don't know, Galleon. I mean, he's finally showing an interest in our, in society. Shouldn't we support this sort of thing? Now, Winslow, it's not, as I've said, it's not just a party, with high society. This is an international, I mean, we've spoken to the king about it, and I'm just not sure that this is the appropriate moment for Vahrae to make his debut. How long has it been since he's been to a party with us? Well, I don't know. I think it'd be a shame. I mean, clearly he wants to come, and... I mean, we're bringing Winslow.
Who you bringing?
And they're gonna, look at you like that. And Galleon's gonna say, you don't need to worry about that.
Bring Yusufi.
You hear upstairs Yusufi going, no, the red one! Oh my goodness! And you see Galleon and Winslow both kind of, pause, and,
Did Yusufi get an invitation?
Yes, she did.
Let me see it.
Oh, unfortunately.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I don't have them. We don't handle that, Vahrae. You think I wrote back an RSVP? Ha ha ha. What? I don't have people for that.
It's just your unfavourite child.
Oh, Vahrae! Your mom is gonna start waving her, wafting air into her face, preventing herself from crying. There's probably a better way to describe that. And she's going to say, "Oh, Galleon, why can't he come?" Son, you know that's not fair.
Is it not?
Of course not.
Is it not true?
Of course it's not. We love you and your sister, and it just happens that she does so love parties.
I do too. I go to plenty.
Well, not our parties. And
because you don't want me around.
No, that's not true. It's just your sister.
Well, then prove that it's not true.
Your sister, and you will not refute this, is quite a bit better behaved than you are. Am I wrong?
Depends on what you mean.
Oh, Vahrae, come now. Certainly you'll admit that. I mean, you've always been just a free spirit. You've always been a handful. Your sister's a lot more. She's, willing to listen and...
Well, look, if Yusufi's gonna be there, she could keep me in check.
Oh, and that needs to be her job. You can't keep yourself in check.
No,
You're an
I
adult
can, but
now,
if you don't
Vahrae.
believe me... Look, I've been learning a thing or two. Been at the castle. For Neil. Works there. You know that. I have to behave to be there.
Well, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
19.
Your father is going to look over his shoulder at his wife and look back at you and say, "All right, you may come.
I think he just, like, smiles.
But if they turn you away,
No, go away.
and you need to not disgrace our family when you do so.
Oh.
Galleon, there'll be no throwing of fits. There'll be no loud voice. You will leave."
Yes, sir.
He's gonna nod his head, kind of like gesture for you to go out the door. Your mom has like her hand on her chest, like so, and you hear as you like kind of go away, her being like, "No, I don't know, Gally. I believe that was a bit too harsh, don't you think? Well, I want him to know that." You know, you hear that conversation as you.
I think Vahrae doesn't even. He's like, I know that they don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
If they say that they do, that's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's just like, okay, cool. I've succeeded on step one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's going up to Yusufi's room.
Uh-huh.
He's not gonna pack anything. He's like, I'm gonna wear what I'm wearing.
Uh-huh. And Yusufi, you see her, like, people, like, they're kind of, like, going in and out of her room, you know, every once in a while getting something. And she looks a little bit like, how do I put it? Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. 8. Oh, wait. 7. Sorry.
Oh, wait. Worse. She looks very, like, irritated, like, irritable at the whole affair that's going on. People, like, moving stuff in her room and stuff like that. And she's just like, "I don't want you to take that one, because I'm not going to wear it."
Oh, who let a brat in the house?
"Yes, who let you in the house, Vahrae?" And she's gonna, like, turn and, like, run over to where you are. And she's like, "Do you know what's going on?"
Generally in the world,
"Because I'm supposed to lie to you about it."
Yeah, I know what's going on. I found out, and I'm coming.
"What do you mean you're coming? No, you're not.
Yes,
Mom and
I
Dad
am.
said." "Did you talk to them?
Mm.
And they said you could come?"
Mm.
Vahrae!
See you, Sophie.
We're going to party together.
Eh.
It's been so long, and then last time you
Look,
got in...
you really gotta talk me up, right? Because they might turn me away
Who might turn you away?
at the castle.
They won't turn you away.
They might.
I suppose so. I mean, I'm not supposed to be there either.
Well, you're a bit more. I think he like looks at all the dresses and crap. Society than I am.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they know me. You know, my reputation.
Maybe they know me. My reputation will get me kicked out.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the Talenthi people know about us anyway. It'll be weird being there, you know. Apparently they look like plants.
You've never seen an Eldrin before.
Well, not like in person. I've seen them in books and stuff.
Oh. Yeah, they got like,
When have you seen an Eldrin in person, Vahrae?
you know, around.
Are you deceiving her?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Because I think the first time that he's seen one was Monstral.
Oh, yeah. And he was like, what the heck going on with that?
12.
She's gonna like raise an eyebrow at you and say, "I think it'll be really interesting. You know, it's like, how do I put it? Like they're like, I mean, it's going to look like art, I think, or something. You know, well, like
Don't tell them that. They might turn you away too.
well, I don't know. I mean, they have like flowers in their hair and stuff like that all the time. I mean,
I've heard they got bark and stuff.
Well, it sounds lovely, except for the bark that you just said. That sounds weird.
I mean, they got like whatever like season they are. They got like plants and leaves and bark and crap. It sounds like a mess, honestly. You know, you track dirt everywhere, growing roots out your ears.
Well, I mean, I guess so. I don't know. It's sort of weird, you know, because
You think they need to be watered?
probably shouldn't say that either,
Probably
Vahrae.
shouldn't.
Well, I just mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting because we were fighting them, and now all of a sudden we're going to a party there.
Well, we dominated them.
Well, I know, but isn't that sort of funny?
What, did they want us there?
Yeah.
Well, they're afraid that we're going to do it again.
Do you think so?
Maybe.
Do you think it'll be all right?
Oh, being there?
Hmm.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I suppose you wouldn't go if it was dangerous. The king
I wouldn't go if it was
we
dangerous.
wouldn't go, you stupid idiot.
Oh, okay.
Like, the king wouldn't let us go if it was going to be dangerous. And he said that it's going to be because there's other members of Westway High Society, and she like puts out her little pinky.
Oh, your little classes that they've been making you take? Is that where you
Well,
learn that?
But anyway, no, we walk a lot around with books on our heads, and I think that's sort of funny, because when am I going to do that at a party?
Well, you're going to stand up straight.
Oh, is that what that's for?
Yeah.
Anyway,
You stupid idiot.
No, anyway. I always wonder, anyway, I thought maybe, so there's going to be guards there. Westway ones. You know, like the royal, like the knights that don't talk and stuff, to make sure that everything's going to be okay.
Oh, there's tin cans.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they're like ceremonial knights or something, and they'll be there, so I guess we'll be safe. I just thought it was scary because Mum and Dad said that I was scared to go, you know, because of all of the protests or the people yelling and stuff about how bad the Talenthi people are.
Right.
And then, all of a sudden, we're going to go to the castle, and then Mum and Dad said there's going to be night. And so I said, okay, well, doesn't that just prove my point?
No. I mean, it's like, you got to show that you could take care of yourself, you know? Like, things are always going to be tenuous. So, or you're going to show up unprotected, and then you could get taken advantage of.
I don't know what tenuous means. So, anyway.
It means tense.
Well, you have to get ready, Vahrae, or else
I am ready.
you can't go like that.
Why not?
Because you look like a street walker. You look like
street walker.
You look like a poor person.
Oh, is that so bad?
She's gonna like wink at you and say, "Look, do you want to go to the party?
Yeah.
Do you want to go?"
All right, fine. You choose me an outfit out. But one. I ain't bringing more.
Well, there's lots of people moving stuff in my room, so I have to stay here until they stop because I don't like it.
All right.
But after they stop, I'll go into your room and help you pick an outfit.
Fine. Yusufi, I want you to know, and this is not to scare you, but there's bad people everywhere. Just because they're part of one clan doesn't mean that they ain't bad.
But I mean, they tried to hurt us.
People can try to hurt you at any point.
This is supposed to not scare me.
What I'm trying to say is, you know, Eladrins get caught up in something they didn't want to be caught up in. High Elves got caught up in something that they didn't want to be caught up in. Just because the kings don't care about anyone but what they want. You know, people with money, that's all they care about. People with power, that's all they care about. I'm sure that everyone in the families that died would have rather had them live than do that. So I don't want you to have any prejudice against other people. Have a prejudice against somebody that's actually done something to you. We weren't affected. Do you understand that?
I guess. Well, Fenra was affected.
Exactly. So we can't have an opinion.
Does Fenra hate Eladrins? Gonna roll something. Good roll. You gonna roll history or insight?
Okay. I'm gonna roll history because it's
Okay, yeah.
higher. 14.
You have never heard Ferniel launch into any sort of hateful rant about
Yeah.
Eladrins. They don't happen to come up in conversation like ridiculously a lot. But times that you recall you speaking about like the protests and stuff like that for example, like the festival. You recall him saying that he understands how they feel.
Okay.
And you recall it at other moments when Eladrins have been brought up. It's not that he will say something, but it's that he says nothing at all.
Okay.
So I think that you could probably interpret that, like, he has a complicated relationship with that.
Okay. I think that he just smiles at Yusuf and he's like, no. And he would be the one to hate him. So, take him as an example.
Well, it's not that I don't like them. I don't know. Where is Fanil? Is he... I figured you'd be with him. Oh, really?
Hey, what else would we be doing?
Well, I don't know.
He's always busy.
I thought maybe you'd be together. So you're going to cry because you're gone for a few days.
Yeah, my burning desire for him.
We said he's at the castle.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could go say goodbye on our way
No,
there.
we can't.
Why not?
Because he's doing something important and can't be interrupted.
All right. Well, go away. And I'll be right there.
Go away. I can't hang out with you.
Well, oh, I thought you were going to go downstairs and you wait for me to come downstairs.
Or I could go downstairs with you when you're ready.
Or that works too, I guess.
That works too, I guess.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I guess I'm going to a party.
You don't sound excited.
I'm not excited.
Do you not want to go?
I don't know.
Look at me. What's wrong?
I don't know.
Do you not know?
No.
Is it just because you're scared?
No, I'm not. I don't know.
I'm going to be there. I would never let anyone hurt you.
Well, that's scary too.
Me being there?
Yeah.
Or is that scary?
I don't know.
You afraid I'm going to get hurt?
No.
You afraid I'm going to hurt someone?
Good roll. Insight.
Okay. 23.
You get the sense that she does know.
Mm.
She just doesn't want to tell you. No, I don't think you're going to hurt anyone.
Yusufu.
What?
Come on. You can tell me. Tell me everything.
Because you're just going to tell me I'm being stupid.
I'm not. I promise. He sticks out a pinky. I'm not going to tell you being stupid.
She takes it in her pinky and says, I don't want them to yell at you.
Yell at me? Who?
Mum and Dad.
Why would they yell at me?
They do all the time. And if you go to the party and you're dressed like that, then they're going to yell at you.
I'll go pick something out. I'll even pack extra.
They already yelled at you.
They didn't yell at me.
Yes, they did. I heard them.
Sorry, Yusufi.
Why?
I don't mean for it to be this way. I just want to make you happy.
I just don't want you to get yelled at.
I'll try my best. I'll be on my best behaviour.
I don't want to go.
Why?
Because You know what I was doing before all these people started coming in here?
What were you doing?
Drawing.
Do you want to keep drawing?
Mm-hmm. It's not fair. I just wanted to draw. And now I've got to go to a party I don't want to go to, a place I've never been before.
Sophie. I think that he, like, grabs her and, like, hugs her.
I know that it's not like a nice party. It's a party where I've got to, wear stupid clothes and act a certain way, or...
Sophie, you don't have to come.
Yes,
if you
I
don't.
do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Say no. Did they ask you even?
No. But I've got to go.
Why do you have to?
Because that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to have to do. So I should get used to it now, I guess.
What do you mean you're going to have to do that?
I'm going to have to do it.
Do you see me? I don't have to do anything.
I don't think it works like that.
As for me,
It's alright. I told you that I'm an adult now.
you're not at all.
And
You're
I have
not.
to put away childish things.
No.
So,
How many times have I told you that's not true? When will you believe me?
but it is true. The only reason you think that is because you never will grow up.
I'll never grow up.
No. But I've got to. Somebody has to.
Well, Brannick's enough of an adult for both of us.
But he's not here.
Yeah, but... Yusufi,
I'm going to have to tick all of this stuff over at some point. Aren't I?
what do you mean?
All of it. So I had to get used to it.
Yusufi, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Yes, I do.
No,
I have
you
to
don't.
do things I don't want to do all the time.
Only because you're letting them do it to you. You don't have a spine. You have to say no.
No.
There you go. It's great practice.
It's different saying no to you because you don't yell at me.
It's because I love
Go
you.
downstairs.
So I'm not leaving until you're not crying. I think he, like, puts his hands on both sides of her face and wipes away her tears. He's like, look, you know what's going to happen?
Oh,
No matter what, I will always be here for you. And I'm not going to let anyone make you feel this way. If I have anything to say about it.
she's gonna wrap you in a hug and bury her face in your chest. And she's like, you can feel her tears. And eventually she says, can you promise me that you won't do anything to get yelled at?
I promise. I'll try my best. I never know what's going to get me yelled at, but... So if they do yell at me, it's not my fault. I'll admit it if it's my fault.
Okay. I love you.
I love you. Can I get a smile?
No,
Oh, it's just a little one.
I've got to save them up.
I think that you just Kind of looks down. That's not how they work.
Maybe not for you. Come on. She's gonna stick her hand out to grab yours.
Grabs it.
And she starts walking out of her room and downstairs to your room.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to do?
My heart. He is going to take a little seed out of his pocket and he's going to hold it in his hand. He's going to be like, you know, Yusufu, I heard you saying something about the red dress.
Yeah.
Your favourite one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that this would go really well with it. And he's going to cast Druidcraft and bloom the seed into a flower in his hand.
She's gonna take it, like pluck it
Mm-hmm.
from the seed. And she's gonna hold it up and smell it.
Smell good.
No. She's gonna put it like behind her ear. And she's gonna look back up at you. And go roll an insight check on her. She's making sort of a peculiar face.
Okay. 24.
She looks like in equal measure that has cheered her up. That it has made the stakes of you getting yelled at proportionately higher.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
every time you increase her love for you, you increase how much she hates it when your parents yell at you.
Man, I should make her hate me.
That would solve all of the
Yeah, that
problems.
would solve everything.
So as you stand there in the stairwell with her, like, looking up at you, you know, you're, like, standing in the moment, you hear from downstairs, Yusufi! You hear that from downstairs, and she, like, kind of, like, jumps a little bit.
Who's that?
Vahrae Thonagould.
Yeah.
It's our dad's voice. And she's like, she looks at you, she gives like a crazy look.
I haven't been here forever.
Come in, daddy. And she's like cracking up
Look, all of them sound the same.
and like
Yusufi.
drags you. Well,
thought
that's
one-
only because there's one person playing them all.
I thought there was the butler yelling at you.
And she's like dragging you by the hand. You can be so critical, right? Like dragging you by the hand downstairs with her. Is there anything you want to do before we pop back into other parts of the world?
Actually, no, because of long rest reasons.
I see. Got
Yeah.
it. Save your
Yeah.
save your beans. Cool. So the rest of the evening is spent busy getting ready to go to this party that really you two are not very jazzed about, but everybody else is. You know, busy into the night. You get in the carriage and you start clip-clopping off to the party, to the Talenthi Castle town. And so the deal is you arrive at the castle town the day before the party, you go to the party, and then you stay the day after and then go home.
Okay.
So that's like the game plan as of the present moment. So that's the deal with that. Mm-hmm. And that's going on, and somewhere else, in some other evening, other people are sleeping. Or about to be sleeping, or, you know, near sleep, maybe getting hammered, maybe.
The three gals.
The three gals, and Thalen, and Senthit. And when we had left off last time, if you had gone to bed,
Yeah.
Tavmil was munching and crunching, and Yezi was making her way to the bar.
Yeah.
And Thalen had retired as well. Senthit is somewhere, probably, you can imagine he's chatting to someone about any given thing. But Iffy had gone to bed. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, iffy prior to now, perhaps, prior to having the events of those exciting years brought back to her via conversations with Senth that had not cause to think about them, were they not presented to her to think about. But now that she sort of seems to be kind of falling in and out of them, now also too, she's trying to tell her own stories about the war, traveling stories, and then all of a sudden realizes what she has to tell them. And is kind of re-experiencing them for the first time. Like, she knows that they happened to her, but did they happen to her? They really happened? This is what happened? And this is the first time since it happened that you're seeing it happen again. Like looking through photo books, photo albums for the first time of some extremely, intense thing, you get hit with the same thing. So perhaps before now she dreamt about, shapes and colors and freaking sleeping outdoors and,
bugs.
Pastries, bugs, that sort of thing. Presumably now her dreams are a bit more
flavored.
Interestingly flavored. Right now, Iffy, she's not on the battlefield. She's not hurt. She's not bleeding out. She's not attacking someone who stole all her weapons. She's not whatever. In her mind right now, she's reading. Reading a letter. Another letter of basically the same ilk. Your parents' letters, were they like varied, or was it basically always, this is what's going on and we adore you, that sort of thing?
I think it was basically always that. I think that she's just like, okay.
Like, we made an orange almond cake and it sold out completely and it was orange just like your beautiful hair. Like, we got, blood oranges and it reminded us of you, and your mom got all misty because we miss you so much. Like, that sort of like horrible, oh my gosh. And you're reading it and you read it again and you reread it. And the ending is so pointed, as it always is. We're dreaming again of the day we see our beautiful girl. Hugs and kisses, Mom and Dad. And you read it again, you go back to that one line, our beautiful girl. And how do you feel? What are you thinking about?
I think that she feels immensely guilty. I think because she's like grown so much as a person, and like I think her care for others has exponentially increased, and she is constantly feeling guilty about the fact that she left for this war without telling her parents that she was leaving, what she was thinking about doing, anything. It was just one day she was gone, and she was like, I don't know if I thought that I wasn't going to be gone that long. I don't know if I thought that it would be fine and I wouldn't feel awful about this. I don't know what was going through my head that this would be kosher, like, whatever. And I think that she's just like, I think it's because I took for granted my parents' love for me and like our relationship and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, they love me and they'll always love me, and whatever I do, it's not gonna affect them. And then she's having to take care of people who have families and hear stories about people wanting their families to go back to their families, and
people
being
who
afraid.
are dragged away from their families, kicking and screaming.
And she's like, okay. Or people who don't have families and have nothing. And I think that she is like amounted this huge, like, shameful aspect of herself that she's like, this is something that is so hard for me to face because I don't know how to even explain this. And then they're here sending me letters saying that they're wanting their beautiful girl back home, and here I am sitting looking like a, what was it that Fatil said, a road map?
Yeah. Yeah. And you're all these things are kind of passing behind your brain. Part of the reason that you're reading it and rereading it is because it's hard for you to remember the beginning of the sentence when you get to the end of it. Mm-hmm. It is considerably later in the war at this point, and you get a sense of that just in like maintaining your focus on the letter.
Yeah.
And this letter maybe it was from yesterday, maybe it was sent to you months ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're the same letter, really.
Yeah.
You know, functionally the updates are basically the equivalent of each other in content. And as you read, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay. Nat 20.
Holy crap. Just because you're focusing or attempting to focus on something doesn't mean that your battle-hardened situational awareness is turned off. And the moment, in a moment in between breaths, you hear like a third errant breath. And you're reading kind of the letter, you're reading it's nighttime. Mm-hmm. You're reading by the fire, and the fire is kind of backlighting the letter. So it's sort of coming through the paper and making it look like it's like, you know, bright red on fire. Like the words are popping off the page at you. And in between your breaths and in between the clicks and the pops of the fire, you hear someone else take a breath.
Okay, she's
someone
gonna
behind
like
you.
Whip her head around.
And the moment that you like whip your head around, like, you know, what, with gusto, like,
yeah.
Whoo, like that type of thing. The moment that you do that, you see behind you, Vatil, whose eyes get like really big as you do that. And you notice with your nat 20 that he is reading over your shoulder.
Jesus, fuck.
Sorry, lass.
It's all right, sir. What you want to read it? She like sticks it out to him.
He's looking like sheepishly at you. Like this, he expected to be very covert ops. He kind of puts both of his hands up. You can see around you, there's like other soldiers like milling about, doing nothing, paying no mind. He's got his hands up and he's just like, oh, apologize. Really, I do.
It's fine. Really, it ain't that big a deal.
It is.
Oh.
Really, I'm not.
I mean, ain't I the one to make that distinction? You're the one apologizing to me.
No, it's not all right. I guess I just wondered.
Wonder what?
What sorts of things they said.
I think that she kind of like furrows her eyebrow and then turns back around towards the fire, and she's just like, what sort of things my parents said, or just parents in general?
In general.
Well, I assume it varies. I mean, ain't everybody's parents bakers.
It might be. As far as I know. He's gonna kind of like sit down next to you at the fire. He looks like the crap that you're sure that you look like.
Yeah.
Like he's indication again that this is like later. He looks like freaking exhausted and thinner and all of that stuff. And he sits down cross-legged next to you. I should have asked you. I don't know, I saw you reading there and I just couldn't help myself.
Well, honestly, I don't even know if this is from this week or if this is from a year ago. It's kind of hard to keep track. It seems like nothing changes back home.
It's dated.
Is it?
He's gonna like point to the upper corner. He's just like,
well, shit, would you look at that?
yeah, I saw maybe 3 words and I still noticed it was dated.
I don't know. Yeah, you're
Goodness.
smarter than you're an officer for a reason, ain't you? I But, I mean, it wouldn't even matter if it was dated. They could be in any order, and they're all the same.
Are they?
Yeah. They made some kind of specific thing, and it sold real well, and, my mom's doing fine, and she misses me, and my dad is, reconnected with an old friend, or, their usual came in and asked about me, and it always ends the same, too.
Is he the right or your father?
Yeah. I think my mom's a bit... Well, it don't matter. My dad's always been sentimental,
I see. It's funny.
Oh, it is.
To think of you as having
parents
coming from somewhere.
Is that funny?
I suppose if I saw them, stop me if I saw them, I would see you in them. You know, I'd imagine one of them must be quite tall.
Hey, my mom.
I imagine one of them must have red hair. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
It's funny to think of.
Yeah, there's other bombers out there. I mean, it don't really matter where it came from.
All the lads, it's like that, It's funny. I think about it.
They all came from somewhere.
Yeah,
You came from somewhere too.
Yeah, I did. Can see why it makes you upset.
What?
Beautiful girl.
I know it's a damn lie, ain't it?
Not so beautiful anymore, I guess. Riddled with scars.
They're hoping for the safe return of my beautiful girl. They're gonna be disappointed.
Have you had dinner?
No,
Will you?
I'm fine.
If I bring you something, will you eat it?
Too, I'm fine. Sir, I'm fine. Really. Give it to someone else.
I'm not going to make you eat, but perhaps I should.
Like, I've been eating other stuff.
I know. That's not food, Bumry. Like, I know we're rolling the dice, but...
It is food. So that's enough protein.
Lizards and
Hey.
squirrels and stuff. What makes you think that squirrel's not going into something?
Well, it's still alive. Works rather fast.
I suppose that's true. Maybe it doesn't work on a squirrel.
I mean, if I eat enough squirrels, I'll be
You'd be
immune.
immune.
Like, I don't think that she looks down and kind of, like, stops for a second. I don't want to go through that again.
As I've said, I'm not going to make you eat anything. But
It's been happening more.
I know, lass.
Why are we eating anything that they're sending us anyways?
We've got to eat something, haven't we, lass?
There's other stuff around. Like I said, I've been doing fine.
Not enough to go around. You're going to spend all your time hunting for...
Either that or we die of the poison. I mean...
I said we've got to roll the dice. We've got other things we've got to focus on. Besides, don't get me wrong, I know it's not pleasant, but It's going to happen either way. We didn't come here to survive, lass.
I didn't come here to die like that. Do you know how awful that was? You wouldn't, though. Really.
I'm going to say something to you. You did. That's exactly why you came here. You came here for that and much worse.
Why haven't I died?
You've gotten lucky, lass.
Is that all it is?
That's all it is.
Why ain't other people lucky? How many times has it been there? 11, 12?
Put it away, lass. You can't focus on things like that. Looking forward. Right?
I am looking forward.
Besides, it's not like you say. You know, I never know what to say.
What you mean?
To comfort the lads. Especially at first. You know, it's Owen said in my presence, oh, he's in a better place. And I just sort of stuck with that.
He probably is.
I mean, I understand in the context of Eldrins, humans.
I don't mean from a religious perspective.
What other possible perspective? What, do you know something for certain? Where you go?
No.
I mean, your ideas are lush verdant fields filled with holy light or something like that.
Yeah, a bunch of virgins and crap.
Hey, we're talking about two different
I think we are.
ideas.
I don't know anything. But
Well, where do we
being
go?
asleep permanently is better than being in a war, I'd say.
Is it better? Where do you sleep, lass?
I don't know.
Would you like to know the answer with which I was furnished?
Sure.
It depends on who you are. I think the closest I could get to is something like purgatory. He's not an orc. So he's not, technically a person. So he's not afforded any sort of afterlife. It's tiny molecules of stardust floating in some sort of black abyss. Like, put his arms out. I mean, I guess there's some idiot who would think that was better. To fields and holy light and being surrounded by your mother, father, sister, brother, cousin.
With leprosy.
With leprosy. Poor sod. I guess the cold did him no good after all either. Of course, you could become an orc.
Oh, does it work that way?
Show enough valor and prove that you're martial prowess, that sort of thing.
So now, doesn't that show a chink in the armor?
What's that then?
You can become one. Or, like, you're not allowed any kind of afterlife because you ain't an orc. You weren't born one. But actually, you could become one if you try hard enough.
I suppose, how to put it, the idea is you've got a spirit of one, trapped in some
So
Feeble.
can people get a spirit of one without trying? Without wanting it? Have enough valor, have enough glory.
It's sort of a process. You prove that you're all of these things. And then I get my name written in a book. A book that says that I'm an orc.
I hereby say, Vatil, what's your first name? I ain't never got that out of you.
Suppose I might as well tell you. Someone here ought to know. Razva.
Razva?
Mm.
You got a middle name?
I do.
What is it?
Salir.
Razva Salir Vatil.
There you go. It's what's it called? Little shite, the little dot thing in the sky. You know, not a period, but the top one in between the A and the A.
Oh,
You'd
an
ever have
apostrophe.
cause to write it. Why is that word got to be so pissing long?
I want to hear you say it.
Say it again. You want to hear me say it what, Bumry?
Apostrophe.
You want me to say what now?
Apostrophe.
Pa.
Pa. Stra.
Fi.
There you go.
A strap.
You could just call it the little
Between
shite
the
in the...
the A and the A.
Razva.
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 Yeah, it's sort of like that.
Razva Salir Vatil. I hereby state Razva Salir Vatil.
Well, that would be
is now an orc.
the only Eladrin name written in that book. Book. I mean, my first name, obviously, is Orcish, but...
Or you think I could become an orc? Everson Tavir Bombery.
You know what happens, lass.
You
become an orc.
Well, from the sounds of it, and I don't mean no offense, sir, I'm pretty happy being a human, a half human, half Eldrin.
Goodness gracious. I've not told you the prize you get for being an orc, lass.
Oh, this is a prize? I didn't know this was some kind of carnival game.
Your name written in a book. And your name chiseled into a rock.
Oh.
And then, when you die, there's an afterlife.
And that's the prize?
That's the prize. I mean, I've got to say, lass, that is quite a good prize. If what before was floating in darkness.
And how true do you think this is?
Well,
that they're the only ones that could be right?
Extremely true.
Really?
There's nothing more true. It's the only thing that's true.
Do you believe that? Or is that what you were taught to believe?
What more could I possibly want, Liz?
To be an orc?
What more could there be? What does this matter at all? Any of it?
Why do you want to be an orc? What, to be accepted?
It's not so simple as.
Well, you don't gotta explain it to me if you don't want to. But what I will say is the likelihood of orcs being some kind of superior race, that they're only afforded an afterlife, or the people who have the spirit of one is only afforded an afterlife, even if that exists at all, for anyone. That must mean that the orcs themselves are some kind of godlike creatures.
There you go. Now you're getting it.
Which I refuse to believe.
Well, why do you think they separate themselves? Don't want to be, intermixing with lesser beings.
What, the unkept?
Unkept. That proves that I've got that spirit. That's all this was, and he pulls back his collar and his sleeves a bit to see if there was even a chance that it was worth the effort. A chance that one day I'd be able to stand next to them in paradise. That's what it's meant to be. I mean, I suppose there's stories and books and all that sort of thing. An orcish paradise would be. But
do you think that a cape is paradise? Would you like living in a cape?
I couldn't possibly.
Why would you want to spend the rest of your infinite death?
I can't explain it to you, lass, because you're not interested in listening.
I am.
You're not.
Why do you think I'm not? I'm having a discussion with you.
Seeing you play with me.
I ain't trying to play with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dare.
It's not true.
I ain't trying to play with you. I'm trying to understand. So I don't get it, but I don't get it for any of it. I used to be religious. And then I died for the first time. I don't know what I am now.
Wouldn't you want it to be something, though? Something that's not nothing. Wouldn't that be better? What's all this worth of is... I mean, don't get me wrong. Being accepted as an orc here now, it wouldn't be... Of course, it wouldn't be paradise. It would certainly be better than... I knew I could be better. I knew I could be that. I had to prove it to them. And that's what this is, of course. My little chessboard.
You one time got on to me about thinking this was a game.
I know. I know what I said to you. That's what I meant was, it's not your game. It's my game. So I can walk to the gate to my keep as an orc. My name chiselled on a rock, written in a book. It's ridiculous. How could you possibly believe something like that? Lass, I'd never held money till I left that place. I'd never held... He takes out of his pocket a coin bag that is filled to the brim. He slams it down on the ground. I didn't know what it was or what you did with it.
Really?
I couldn't go anywhere. You think me so pathetic and naive and stupid?
You're putting words in my mouth. I don't think any of those things.
What if it's true, huh? That's all you are, is you're worthless, you're a piece, you're a pawn. And when you die, there's nothing. But you could be something else, lass. You could, if you tried, and you left, and you did your best to show that you had something in you, and you were worthy to stand next to them in paradise. Can I withstand? Can I endure? Can I prove my virtue?
What is it? What? Why? What would it be worth? You live a life suffering?
What was it worth, lass? It was worth me coming here. Leaving everything I've ever known, being derided for who I was, made fun of, hated, enduring. It was easy, lass, all of that was so easy. It was nothing, no eating, no sleeping, having to wait up at all hours of the night, lead men into whatever. Running, jumping, crawling, it was nothing. Looking around, seeing all of you pathetic, tired, hungry, complaining, all that sort of thing. It made no sense to me. Of course I was different. Of course I was better. I was chomping at the bit for the war to start so I could show you. Show you, show them.
No one's interested but yourself. And your keep, maybe. And if that means something to you, then good for you.
As I've said, you're not interested in listening to me.
You're acting like it's something that I've...
Do you know what I've earned, lads? Do you know what I've earned? All of this.
What?
All of this conflict. All of this hunger, exhaustion. It's a miserable nightmare. I'll live. Then hopefully I'll go crawling back to my keep. And they tell me I'm in at work. Hopefully. What a trophy. Like you should be an honour. I've earned a spot next to them. Next to them. Treated me like I was dust. I was a tool. Do you know what type of person could you imagine doing this to a 5-year-old? That's not what I did. There's my reward for watching you lot suffer and die. Is a spot next to them and away from you. That's all you are, after all, is my little pieces. The unkept. One by one you've become that dust, floating in the darkness, slipping through my fingers. Yeah, well, you're my dust. And I'll not be parted from you. What is paradise? You know what's paradise, Bumry?
What's that?
This. You.
Me.
Not right now. I imagine you're not too pleased with me. When we're all sat around the campfire eating poisonous dinner. Only you've sat in the corner of the tavern watching your tear the place to shreds, thinking about the dressing down I'll be receiving later. I put my hand on a lad's shoulder and promise him he's going to be alright. He shuts his eyes and goes to sleep. That's paradise, Bunry. That's an honour.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that's enjoyable. Of course, I wouldn't want any of you to.
Sometimes it feels like you've removed yourself so far from us. And I know that you have to do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do what you've done. But it makes you forget that we're here too. You know, you talk about why you've come here and what your reward is and what you're going to go back to. I'm glad that you found comfort in comforting us. But I wish you'd find comfort in, I don't know, comforting yourself, I guess. I don't want you to think that this is paradise. You know what I want you to think is paradise?
What?
Being able to get out of this alive and not have to return to this. Not have to put your hand on somebody's shoulder and tell them that they're going to be alright because they're not afraid that they're not going to be alright. Not have to get dressed down because people are tearing up a tavern. Because
I don't know what I thought you would understand.
Okay.
What I mean to say is, that's all I knew. That's all I wanted. And maybe now, since coming away from all of that, I've seen a few things, and maybe now I want something else.
What do you want?
I wanted to tell you. I suppose I wanted to confess to someone. There was never a moment when I resolved to sacrifice anybody for my own sake or something like that.
I don't think that.
But you are nothing. All of you are, to me, resources. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Make me better later. But where do we go? Where will I go?
I don't know.
Am I going to go to that better place you talk about?
I don't even know if there is one. Maybe I'm just not allowed to see it.
I wish I knew what to say and it didn't feel like a lie.
You don't need to say nothing to comfort me. I mean, if you mean what to say to people in general, I don't know that either. You know, when I'm on the field, someone's hurt real bad and they know that I can't do nothing about it, they ask me that. Where are they gonna go? If sometimes they ask me if I think that they're not gonna be allowed to go to heaven because of all the bad that they've done. Why should I have to know that? Why do I not know that? It's like I'm some grim reaper. I should know. I should be able to tell them. I can't.
I should know. I should be able to tell you. I should be able to tell you what to do. Or to you. Well, whatever it is, he puts his hands on his thighs, kind of stands up. That's why I want to go. Wherever you go. A lot of you. And he turns on his heel, starts walking away.
Sir? I want you to know that you don't only care about us. We also want to look out for you. We also care about you.
You don't need to look out for me, Bumry.
Well, I'm still going to care about you.
Don't waste your time. And he keeps walking away. And while Iffy is having complicated dreams, so you have, as he walks away, the dream, the fire burns up the dream, and then you're somewhere else in some other part of the conflict, poring over some other letter or getting hammered or some other third thing. And as you sleep, somewhere you can hear the sound distant of another fire in a fireplace this time. Tavmil is slamming a bowl of stew. Bowl of stew number 2.
This is so good.
Alone at this table, enjoying this second bowl. Is she pounding it? Is this fully...
No, I think that she's just eating it normally. But I think honestly, she's like, I'm so full, but I don't want to waste all this food.
And you can feel that you are. It is just getting colder, a colder and colder chilly night, and you're far away from the fireplace, so you're feeling it more. What is she Tavmil thinking about right now? Besides, I don't want to waste this food.
I think that she's thinking about having dinner with her mom.
No, she's not allowed to think about. She's allowed to think about other stuff. Having dinner with mom.
Yeah, because I think that she's like, every Sunday Mum would make a stew, and that's what I'm having, and it's not Sunday. It'll be Sunday soon.
It's not a stew Sunday. We're eating stew.
What do you mean?
We're just meant to have it on Sunday, aren't we?
Well, I guess so. But, I mean, we could have stew outside of Sunday, but Sunday you have to have stew.
Oh, I see. That's the route. You imagine Lucian, what he would say to you if he saw you eating stew on not Sunday. And as you sit there thinking those things to yourself, you hear, "Oi, lass, are you are you going to be turning in soon? I've got the rooms all ready for us. I was worried they'd all be booked up, a cold night and, things going on." And he, looks around when he says it.
Things going on?
Yes, but apparently we've practically got the place to ourselves tonight, so should
really?
Should be a quiet night. But I think you ought to get some sleep, lass.
Well, I don't want to waste the food, so I'm trying to finish it, but I'm so full.
Oh, damn. He's going to put like a hand on your shoulder and say, well, I've only had a bit of bread, so I'll be happy to polish this off.
Do you want to finish
I'll polish it
it?
off for you, lass.
you.
Oh, just have a meal.
Oh,
He's going to kind of like,
my mum always said that it wasn't good to waste food because we could only afford so much.
smart lady.
Mm.
And he's going to kind of like look at you. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
12.
He looks at you kind of like paternally, and it's like, I'm glad you're safe, lass. You really scared the life out of me, I swear to you.
Did I?
Yes, well, you're off elsewhere, and I hear these awful things, and
Well,
the
you
lad...
didn't wait for me to come back.
I know I didn't. And I'm sorry, lass.
It's all right.
No, it's not all right. I thought that... Really, the reason I thought that you were coming into town is because you heard about the bowl and you wanted to go.
I didn't know what a ball was.
So I figured that, you dance the night away and I come back in the morning and you're there and I collect you, that sort of thing.
Why did you think that I would want to go to the ball?
I don't know, it's a ball. Suppose I was talking to my wife about it. She mentioned something about you being, you're 20 now and seeing the world a bit more, and that me and your mum and Lucian were sort of keeping you from doing all that. And
Were you?
yeah, well, I was going to mention going, she asked me to hear that sort of thing. She was going to mention something about that. And then all of a sudden I hear Lucian, mate, you promise you're not going to go into town. And suppose I wanted to stick it to the lad and show him that it would be fine.
Why do you guys have a rivalry?
We don't have a rivalry.
It seems like you don't.
He thinks that he's always right, and I think that I'm always right. And, unmovable force, unstoppable force meets immovable object.
I think that I've seen a lot of the world today, and yesterday, and the day before. But I think that I was seeing a lot of the world back home, too. Like, I would see new plants and little bugs, and all the animals have little babies and new generations of them. And they would go out into the world, and then new ones would come back, and they would have little stories. Not that they would tell me them, but like, one time I saw a deer, and it had the scar on its leg. And it made me think about what it did to get that scar. And then I never saw it again. But he's a part of the world. I never really cared all that much. Like, I knew Lucia never wanted me to go into town, and sometimes I would ask to go, and he would tell me why he didn't want me to go, and it was all right with me, because I knew that it made him nervous, and I didn't want to make him sad. It was more important to me to make him happy. Same with my mum. Like, I wanted to know more about my dad, but then I stopped asking because it didn't make her happy.
I think that maybe we all have an idea of what you should and shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think what you've got to do is what you're doing right now?
That's an idea of what I should be doing.
I suppose it is. Well, I don't know, lass. Either way.
I think that I want to do what I want to do. And I want to stop listening to people telling me what they think is best for me. I mean, I want to listen to people, because I think that I don't know a lot of stuff. I know that there's a lot of stuff I can learn about, and I want people to talk to me, and I want people to let me know what they think, because I don't know anything. But then, after they tell me what they know and what they think, I want it to be alright for me to make my own decision about what I want to do. And I want people to not get angry at me about it.
I think that they just want to protect you. But I think that you've got to not listen. And I know that's another idea about something you ought to do, but I think that now you're going to be able to see, I guess, a lot of the world, so
I guess so.
it'll be alright, lass.
I don't know what I want to say to the king. I've been thinking about it, and I'm really not sure.
Maybe you'll dream something up. Don't think about it now, lass.
Oh, I'm going to see him tomorrow.
I know, but you've got to go to sleep after your long day.
I guess so.
He's going to kind of like look out one of the windows and say, "Hope your lad's all right."
Lucian, my lad. I hope so too.
I'd never tell him, though. I'm sure he already knows, but he's like a son to me.
Really?
Let's go to bed, lass.
Lucian is like a boyfriend to me.
Just have a meal.
Oh,
Off to bed with you now, lass.
alright. I
He's
love
gonna-
you.
I love you too.
Can I have a hug?
Ah, of course. And he like wraps his arms around you, like huge bear hug. And then he like kind of like nods at you, you know. You go off to bed.
Yeah, I think Tavamil's like smiles at him and then goes to her room.
Freaking Senate starts pounding this freaking stew like he gives a heck. Yezi is catching an amount of this exchange, you know, from her vantage point at
The bar.
the bar. Did she appear at the bar and immediately just start getting it rolling, or what's
Yeah,
the
well,
deal?
I think that, she sits down at the bar and she's just like, what would she drink? She'd freaking drink chartreuse.
Chartreuse, I dig it. Something very like herbal.
Yeah.
Chartreuse.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have some. Give me a moment. And she like leaves and comes back a little bit later, and she's like, "Do you want green or yellow?"
Why are you so excited about the
Well,
colors?
I don't know. I'm just surprised that we have both of them. So
Green.
that's the right answer. And she pours you like a tiny little like cordial glass of chartreuse, and when you're sitting there drinking,
Yeah.
she's, doing various tasks. Tavmil, Senthet having this conversation, Tavmil goes off to bed, Senthet starts pounding some stew, and then shortly thereafter he, goes to go talk to somebody else. There's a few kind of like patrons generally around. And even Yezi, you can feel that it's getting colder. You are closer to the fire than Tavmil was, but it's still relatively, we're going down. What is she thinking about? What's she getting into?
I think she's thinking about Fingers. Like, hoping that he's alright and that she doesn't know what's going on with him. So I think that she always knew what was going on with him all of the time, regardless of whether or not he wanted her to know.
Mm-hmm. Why did she know that?
I think because she would kind of like tail him as like a little game, but she also knew that he would do that to her. And she would like keep an eye out for him all of the time and like see him on a roof and like wink at him and then see him like freaking duck under or whatever.
Yeah. And you're reminiscing about, one such time sipping your chartreuse.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Hello?
Just wanted to say that, I don't know, I feel like I asked you to stop doing this.
Excuse me, stutter. I stopped doing what?
Follow me around like this.
I'm not following you.
Yes, you are. Look, I know I'm me, but I can see you. I can see you, all the time, but...
Okay.
I can see you when you want me to see you, right? I know that you know that you want me to...
Shh. Okay. I'll admit it. I've been bad.
Come on, Vane.
I'll admit that I was bad. If you admit it too.
Admit what to?
You think I'm following you around?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
What are you talking about?
Oh, you know. Come on.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I see you from the corner of my eye on the rooftop, looking at me in an alleyway.
Look, Vane, we just happen to live in the same town.
Mm-hmm.
And I happen to go around.
And it happened to be just coincidentally in this big town.
Okay, Vane, how about this? I'm not trying to play with you, huh?
I'm not trying to play with you.
Yeah, you are. He's gonna kind of get in your face the way that a string bean can to a tank. He's like, yeah, you are, because you want me to see you. You want me to see you what? Because what? Yeah.
No reason.
Yeah, to mess with me.
No.
Why? Because it's funny? Because you think it's funny?
Maybe because I'm interested in you.
We already talked about all that.
Mm-hmm.
Interested? What? I asked you to stop being that.
I'm not very good at doing what I'm told. I know you wanted to see me. Because if you didn't want to see me, you wouldn't.
I don't want to see you. I told you I don't want to see you.
Why are you following me?
I'm not following you.
And why are you here?
Because I was following you.
Yeah.
Maybe I was following you because I wanted to...
See me?
No, well, a manner of speaking. I wanted to do this.
Why do you want to do this?
Because I wanted to tell you to stop.
Why does it bother you? I'm not making myself, I'm not going out of my way to be a hindrance to your day. You just happen to see me walk
I don't know,
past.
maybe Vane, there's something a little bit weird about being followed around by an assassin. Sorry, that wasn't nice. I'm just saying.
Okay, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I asked you to stop. You're not going to stop. That's fine. Don't stop. I can't do anything about it. I just wanted to tell you I don't like it. And you know, your little waves and stuff, you know.
I wave at you and I see you.
I don't know. It's not funny. Maybe it's funny to you, huh?
It's not funny.
What is it then, huh? Entertainment?
No. Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
And I'll stop if you answer honestly.
Okay.
Why do you follow me around? We both know you do. So don't deny it.
Would you believe that I was working at the courage to have this conversation with you?
No.
Okay.
Because it's been happening for a while.
That's partially it, at least.
What's the other part?
I don't know.
Why didn't you say it?
I don't know, you act like I got a lot going on. I don't have a whole lot going on. I might as well, no? I mean, I'm walking around already. I might as well have a reason to.
And I'm your reason to? What are you interested in about me? What makes you want to follow me?
I don't know what makes you want to follow me. You think I'm funny to play with?
No.
Oh, yeah, what?
I do think you're funny, but I think you're funny in the sense that you tell the jokes. That you won't tell me, but when you're talking to others, I can hear them. And it's... Your laugh is very nice.
Like, I told you that I wouldn't.
I can't appreciate you as a person.
No.
Why not?
Because then Because it's not going to change anything, like I said.
I'm not trying to change anything.
Then you're just doing this to...
I'm not playing with you.
Yes, you are. You know nothing is going to come of this, no? Did I not make that clear? Then it would be... If you have any interest in me being happy, then you'll stop. You just want to play with me?
Okay.
You want to be selfish? You do whatever you want.
Did you hear me? I said okay. I'll stop. If that's what you really want.
That's what I want.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a nice night, Vickers.
You too. Cutting through your reverie as the bartender's voicing, would you like another one?
Yes, please.
She pours you another one.
She drinks that.
Does she have a goal in this? Is she trying to just get plastered? Does she intend to go to sleep at some point?
Yeah, I think that she wants to drink enough to where sleep will come easy.
Mm-hmm. And so the process of that begins. And is she trying to just kind of just stay by herself?
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, she's not trying to communicate with anybody else, really. So there she sits, sipping her chartreuse until she is to fall asleep. As she does that, how long is she there for?
I would say probably a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is she taking her time with the drinks? She's not presumably just slamming them all in her
Yeah, I mean, she's not, like a shot, but
Yeah.
I think that she's not taking forever with them.
Mm-hmm. And keeps just thinking about stuff to herself.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else she kind of just pulls up?
I think...
what's other than that? What is there a particular genre? Is it all about fingers, or is it about?
I think that there's a part of her mind that is thinking about her family and them, whether or not that they have started the search for her, or if news has spread now or what's going on. I mean, she presumes that they have because of the letter that she got from Hale.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that she's also but to what extent? And also, is that true? Was Hale just feeding her lines?
Mm-hmm.
I think that she's more inclined to not believe that, like, to not believe that he's just feeding her lines. Because why? What would his gain be from that?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that she's always kind of wary about information that she's given.
Yeah, so as all that's kind of swirling around in her head, it starts off very clear and starts getting increasingly unclear and kind of disjointed. Good roll a perception check.
That one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Chartreuse tastes good, baby. You ain't had this goop in a while, and it's pretty good. Yezi hasn't drank in a few days.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's not true. You had some at the ball.
Oh, that's true.
But not like how she usually drinks.
Yeah.
And so this is like small potatoes or that's like small potatoes compared to what you have planned for the evening. And so as this starts hitting you, the excitement of additional alcohol kicks in. And you kind of just like do your thing, you know?
Yeah.
You sit there and you remember and you think and you work stuff out and you try to not think about other things while you do it. And while Yezi does that, a few hours earlier, in another section of the world, Lucian and Ethiad and Fingers are standing in like a V formation, with Lucian at the point of the V, explaining to Finch's mother that Lucian will fix Finch's arm tomorrow, given the amount of time it will take to make a greater healing potion that will fix his arm bones.
Yeah.
And Meredith and kids are off. You know, they're nearby, like behind you guys, whatever. Attica's still there. Finch is inside talking to Jack. I'm going to go talk to Jack. I'm like, okay, goodbye, this whole character. So there's our scene set. Lucian has just finished extolling his own virtues and saying what a big, helpful boy he's been. And Miss Green, Adeline, has just lunged towards him to throw her arms around him in a big emotional hug. Would Ethiad like to do something about that?
Yep. I think Ethiad sees her do that, and
what is about to happen? Friggin' kills her. He kills her.
I'm trying to think. Hold on.
He stabs her in the heart. Oh, goodness, what?
I think Ethiad sees this, and he goes, fuck. And he pretends to fall in front of Lucian, like, in between her, like,
right.
direction and all that. He casts thaumaturgy, like, he created an instantaneous sound of a bone cracking.
My bone spontaneously broke.
He goes from the fall, like he's gonna fall in a way that looks convincing.
Oh, I see.
And he's gonna go, oh, fuck. That's all he's gonna do.
Go ahead and roll deception with advantage.
Yeah, baby.
That is ridiculous. You're gonna roll against Lucian and the Fingers also, because what?
That 20!
No, freaking
+5.
good. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's like that. Golly Wally, dude. Okay, we'll see if Lucian or Fingers... Well, I mean, I'm gonna roll for everybody, but I'm also rolling for Lucian and Fingers. That's crazy. All of this is crazy. It's crazy how you can just say words and they mean things. Okay, cool. So we'll roll at first for the greens. There'll be a roll.
Like, what are they rolling?
Perception.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Now I'm gonna roll for Lucian. That's very cocked. Cool. And now I'm gonna roll for Fingers. That's what I call him, Michun. Roll for fingers, and I'm going to roll for... Why not, Meredith? Why not? Okay, cool. So you fall...
Right.
from a... You make... Because of your nat 20, you make it look as though, like, maybe as you're walking up, like, with the illusion, whatever, you go to adjust your feet, and you just suck a lot, and you freaking just, like, beef it. And you trip and fall forward. What is there a specific bone that you were trying to make it look like is broken?
I don't something. Maybe it's like ankle. No.
Okay.
Because then he's gonna need help walking.
I will let you pick with lots of time because of this nat 20.
I think his freaking like shoulder, like he's like, oh, it's like dislocated or something.
Oh, okay,
like
got
he
it.
falls like with his hands out.
Right. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Adeline Green says, "My hero," and goes to throw her arms around Lucian. Lucian takes like a stutter step back, kind of, because he's like, I don't want to offend you, but also you really can't hug me.
Yeah.
You see Fingers is like frozen. As you kind of like watch your face passes across, like Fingers, like you're like, hey buddy, look at my thing I'm about to do.
Yeah.
And you can tell that Fingers is trying to figure out
what he's gonna do.
what he is supposed to do in this situation. You see him being like, okay, so it would be bad, you see that like passing in front of his eyes. You trip in between them, like perfectly. You fall in like directly in front of Adeline, who like stops kind of short to avoid like stepping on you, and everyone just hears like the sound of whatever, shoulder exploding or something. And Fingers and Ethiad look at you. Fingers and Lucian look at you, and Lucian goes, "Lemmet, you're right, mate."
Oh fuck. Okay. Fuck.
Hey, just don't. You'll be alright. He like looks, he does that to like Lucian, and he like bends down. He's just like, "What happened, man?" You're right, mate.
No, I tripped. My shoulder.
What a series of unfortunate events.
It's an arm-breaking kind of day.
Well, goodness. All right. Well, I guess we'll get you inside.
Can I? Oh, my arm. Ma'am, could you get me, I don't know, some water?
Yeah, I suppose I've heard that's good for broken arms. And she like goes back inside, and he's like, "I'll go help my wife."
Thank you.
And they both like turn to go back inside. They're kind of like they're fully none the wiser. They're absolutely fully. I mean, they're a little bit like confused about, but they're like, maybe he's like that. And Meredith is like running up. The kids are like all around. She's like, "Are you all right, kiddo?"
Okay, listen. Are they like out of earshot?
Yeah,
like,
they're fully out of earshot.
Like, I'm fucking fine. I just didn't
what
want...
on earth was that,
I'm fucking fine. I just didn't want her to hug me.
And like Lucian's like, "Great, I'm gonna stand up again."
Sorry, I just didn't want them to hug you.
That was your big...
What were you gonna fucking do?
Oh man.
Nothing at all.
I wasn't gonna do anything.
You were going to do, so I debased myself for...
I guess it worked, mate.
Yeah,
you were always going
did.
to say before you decided to do that.
What?
I have religious, observance that I don't touch women. I can't hug women because of that.
You should say that anyways. So I don't have to fucking do this again.
What was the plan, mate, until you decided you're going to explode your own
She
arm?
was going to touch you.
Hey, can you shut up, bro? Yeah, I mean, they're kind of far away, but they're not that far away.
All right, here, pretend like you're popping my shoulder back into place.
Right, and he Lucian like goes back down. Good lord. All right, so...
Should I scream?
I'll tell you when to scream.
Okay.
And just act like you're upset or something like that. Coming back, and you see them like appearing with like a glass of water. And Fingers like turns to the kids, and he just goes, "Hey, look appropriately dismayed." And the kids, all of them, with like, actually, I'm gonna have him roll animal handling.
Animal handling?
Yeah, I'm gonna use that as child handling, but he's gonna roll with advantage because he's well liked generally. What is his animal handling? -1. He'll roll with advantage. 17.
Ooh.
And so with his 17, all of the kids, except for the ones that don't know what the word dismayed is, kind of just like make their mouths into a frown shape. And Meredith is just like, oh, Lemon.
Oh, okay.
Your arm, it looks so... Hey, Mom, maybe leave the acting... Maybe we can... All right, I'll just stand here. She's like... puts her hands on her hips. And Lucian says, all right, mate. It's going to hurt a lot. I'll put this back in for you, all right?
Okay.
But I want you to scream. I'm going to pinch your arm.
All right, does it make a sound? I can make another sound.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, make a sound.
Okay.
All right. And they're like approaching. He's like, all right, mate, give her a tea.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, pinch.
Oh!
It's like another crack. And he's like, oh, the humanity.
Oh. Okay.
All right, buddy.
Yeah. I think that he starts wiggling his shoulder a little bit. He's like, okay.
Here's your water.
Thank you.
Goodness. Well, I suppose we better get you all inside after that.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, my shoulder just dislocates a lot, so it just happens frequently.
That makes you fall over too?
No, I tripped. I'm bad at walking.
Oh, I see. Well, goodness. Well, yeah, we better get these kids inside, huh? And Atticus is like, we have a room in the back that you all can take. I think you better take him inside. You're not looking so good, Lemur. And Lucian's like, yeah, mate, you better lie down. I mean, I'll put your arm back in, but
yeah. Oh.
And you start kind of moseying in that direction. Fingers is like helping Lucian out, and so it's taking a minute because Fingers is going through it. And Meredith, with the kids, you're doing the ooh, ooh, appropriate to that. And you all start like walking inside.
I can't believe I got a net.
That was friggin' crazy. And as the greens kind of outpace you, because Lucian's taken a while, Lucian goes,
look, that was great acting on my part.
You do a great job, mate. I just can't believe that literally a single part of this is happening.
Look, I convinced you.
You did give us, doctor. I've seen people dislocate their arms before. Hey, any chance you get pineapple or something before you decide that you're gonna pretend to...
Okay, my bad. Pineapple. Oh, my arm!
Hey, kids, let's all shut up a little bit because you just did such a great job,
Thank you.
And Meredith is just like, all right, well, I guess we got, one room at least.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a bit cramped, but we did just all fit into a single carriage, so.
Whatever, we're inside. Goal accomplished.
Goal accomplished.
Shut up.
And as you they're meaningfully in front of you as you go ahead, they have the door propped open, and Adeline looks like she's about to start crying again, looking at you in your upset and uncomfortable state. And she's like, it's this way, and she's guiding you through the back.
Yeah.
Anyone who would like to roll a perception check about
Finch?
Just maybe, well,
oh, just in general?
In general.
Yeah, I think Ethia
who might
would.
be in this inn.
Oh, yeah. 10 for Ethia.
You hear as you're kind of walking through the thing, Lucian is frickin', despite recent hilarity, still is looking rough as of you dropping him. I mean, he was looking rough when he got out of the carriage, but he's still he's cracking smiles and stuff, but he's got one eye shut, kind of nose scrunched up type thing. Like he's like doing his best to be like, I'm good. Fingers is like, you can see, even despite the vague sort of makeup, like his like half lidded eyes is like going through. Meredith, you perceive that she too is perceiving, like you kind of like look behind you, get a lay of the land a little bit, and you see that she is also like, you two are the two who are with it. Really. And you see that she looks to the side and then looks back at you and raises her eyebrows.
He's gonna look at where she...
You see two Talenthi guards.
Okay.
And they're in the corner kind of like talking to each other, and you hear one of them being like, and I fought a sludge monster with only a feather. Apparently they're ticklish. You hear that going on in the corner. And you see also Finch and a adult man who looks remarkably like Finch. Sitting at a table and talking to each other, and Finch's back is to the procession, but this other person is staring at you as you walk through.
Okay. I think that Ethiod, like, nods his head at the person, like, the older guy, to just be like, hello. And I think that Finch kind of, like, hangs his head behind him, like, not turning around, and he's like, I heard screaming. What was that? I dislocated my shoulder. Oh, we're injury buddies.
Yeah, he wanted to be like you, man.
Yeah, you're so cool. Aw, shucks. Anyways, Jack, so as I was saying...
Well, I guess these are the guys you're talking about, huh?
Yes.
And he's gonna kind of like look up at you, like raise an eye, like look up at Ethiod in the procession and look up at you and kind of like nod. And you can see that like Fingers next to you kind of like nods too. Lucian is like not paying attention. He's like, you're having a conversation and he's like, bedroom. How many feet are there to the place we're going?
Yeah. I think Finch is like, yes, those are the people. Do you know where August is?
No, I don't know if anybody here knows where he is.
What do you... Oh, like he disappeared.
Well, I mean, he's...
Is he hanging out with the Wadies again?
Like I said, Finch, I don't think anybody knows where he is.
Jack.
What?
You sound sad.
I'm not sad, kid.
Are you not?
No.
Are you lying?
No, I just,
What are you feeling? It's good to get your emotions out.
I'm just a little confused.
What are you confused about?
As they're having this conversation, you all, led by the green parents, walk off to this room. And so it is just Finch and Jack. Well, I mean, he looks over his shoulder, watches them leave, and he says, so these are you came across them in the tunnel?
Yes. As a wat. I was a wat.
And you brought them here? I mean, I guess... Well, they
were in an orphanage, and it, I guess, got attacked for whatever reason. Evil doers.
Oh, really?
Yes. Huh. And that's why there's a bunch of kids. And the big ones are, they're visiting the mommy. I don't know what she's called. But, they were orphans there once, and they were visiting, and then the place got attacked, and so then they needed a place to stay, and they were talking about that, and I figured it would be a good business deal for us, for them to spend all their money here on how many, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people, patrons. That's a lot of money.
Well, that is a lot of money.
And that would be good for the Whittle Daisy. And they're going to the Talenthi Castle town. And that's what Lioness is. And I haven't seen Lioness in like a month or two because he's been busy. So I could go with him because there's already a bunch of kids with him. So they know how to take care of kids. And there's a doctor. And he already fixed a broken arm that I had.
You're not just any kid, Finch.
I'm Fit Douglas Finch Green.
You're special. And he's going to, like, put his hand on your shoulder. I don't know, kid. I feel like it's better if you just stay here.
No. Jack, a bird's gotta fly. Spread my wings. And, if you ever want me to do the dishes or the laundry and be able to focus and do it, I need to build character.
Well, I know, but I don't want you getting hurt, I know
Well,
that there's a bunch
I got
of
hurt
kids.
once from jumping off of the roof of the carriage, and Dr. Ralph fixed my arm.
I don't mean hurt, just like your arm gets hurt and then it gets fixed. I mean, we got medicine now to do that. I mean, a little kid.
Like a broken heart.
Yeah, like a broken heart. And he's going to, like, kind of roll his eyes.
A kid's gotta get a broken heart every once in a while.
And you determined to go with them?
Yes. I love you, Jack. And I care about what you think. But, and he, like, leans on his elbow and, like, points at Jack. I gotta fly, baby. I don't know how to turn into a bird yet. Maybe when I get back, I'll be able to turn into a bird. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Just be more worried about you.
Why?
I worry about you enough. When you can turn into rats and run through the tunnels.
I have my rat buddies protecting me. Rats are very protective over their own.
I don't know. I think that
Sharing biscuits.
they
Eating
share
garbage.
biscuits with you.
Yes.
They share garbage with you.
Yes. I've
I don't know.
actually.
Maybe I would want to be a rat. That sounds nice.
It's great. Under the town they have a whole city.
Oh, rats. That rat city, huh?
They do.
Look,
yes.
Dougie, I don't know. No. That's your name.
No, it's not.
Dougie.
Finch.
Dougie Finch. Any other time. Look, I know you haven't talked to Dad yet.
A little bit.
Any other time. You know that there's that guy that they're all looking for. I mean, the guards here, they had a checkpoint up in front of the old inn, making sure everybody's, on the level when they're going to the castle town. And
Well, Jack, there's criminals everywhere. We just don't know about them. Also, if he shows up, I'll turn into a rat and I'll run home.
all right, Finch.
Do I have your blessing?
You got my blessing.
Yay!
He's gonna, like, put his hand on, like, ruffle your hair. He's got, you really broke your arm jumping out of the...
Yes, I
Jumping off
got
the top of
excited
the
to
carrot?
see them.
Aw, Finch.
And I jumped off and I was going to do a cool trick and I was going to do a tuck and roll and then there was a ravine from the rain.
Well, it seems like he's a good guy if he,
He fixed my arm.
hopped right in and started fixing your arm. I guess I've got nothing to worry about. I just love you, little guy, and I want to make sure you're...
I love you too. Love never dies. He stares at him intensely.
Like, Jack kind of, like, stares back. He's, like, drinking a ale or something, and he's like, you want some?
Yes.
He's, like, looking around to see if your mom and dad are there, and he passes you the thing. You think milk is good, Finch. This is the real stuff.
Milk is better.
He takes it back and takes like a big old swig of it. Is there anything else you wanted to talk to Jack about?
Do you think August will be home before
I don't want to talk
leave?
about August.
Why?
Because.
Are you mad at August?
No, I'm not mad at August. I just don't want to talk about August. He's just upset because August is, pulling and he's not. Mom.
Pulling?
You were talking about August getting the girls.
Oh, pulling ladies.
Yeah. So, what has he got that I don't got? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. He really puts himself out there. He's denied more times than he's accepted.
Maybe he's not hanging around his parents' tavern all the time and he's putting himself out there. All right.
See, Jack, that's why I was saying that I have to put myself out there. If I ever want to pull ladies.
You shouldn't be thinking about pulling ladies right now, Finch.
I don't know. There's 2 twins and they're pretty.
He's going to like put his arm around his shoulder and be like, twins?
Yes.
First August, now you. Oliver's married. Linus has probably got, maids lining up outside his door. I don't know. And here I am. Drinking ale, and he like takes another swig.
It'll come for you, Jack.
What will come for me, Finch?
A lady.
Well, that's the idea, isn't it? Jack Robin Green. I'm sorry, Mom. I was just trying to... Anyway.
I'm gonna go talk to Dr. Wealth. I have a couple questions.
All right.
Like, gets up really intensely, like, scoots the chair out from him really fast.
Well, let me know what you find out, but I will say that, I'd like to talk to him as well. Apparently that other guy was a doctor, and...
What other guy?
The guy.
Oh,
Lucian? The guy, yeah.
Well.
So, hopefully, maybe he can give us some insight. Maybe he knows the guy,
Okay. He puts like a hand up to his forehead as like a salute. Is this good?
You want your pinky down a little bit more. There you go. And like right off the side of the eyebrow. Perfect, just like that.
Like does a really intense salute.
Jack salutes him back. He's like, "Get out of here, kid," like pats you on the shoulder.
No, wait. And he sprints off down the hallway to the room. Is his dad still there?
Yeah, so as that was going on, there's one bed in this room.
There's one bed.
There was one bed, and they all shared it. And there's one bed in this room, and so everybody walks in, and in keeping with the ruse, sort of, kind of, I mean, Lucian is clearly messed up, but you just maybe died your arm to death. Lucian sits down on the foot of the bed, and you are kind of, everyone looks at you extremely, everyone looks at you extremely expectantly, and you can feel from every pore that they are saying to you, and now you lie down on the bed.
Oh, right. Okay.
As you do that, you hear, like, Mr. Green, Adeline, like, once she got you all settled, she, like, goes back out, presumably has other tavern running activities to accomplish. He's there like doing kind of admin for you guys, and he's like, well, we have the 2 available, and we'll trade 1 for Finch's arm being healed tomorrow. Rooms, I mean. And he's like doing all that, and as you go to lie down on the bed, Lucian kind of looks over his shoulder at you with such jealousy.
I think Ethiad's like trying to convey in his face, "I'm so sorry."
And Lucian like cracks like a half smile and just like shakes his head. And when Atticus says like, "We have the 2 available," Lucian looks up and says, "2? You've got 2? Excellent news. But I need supplies as well for your son's arm. I'll tell you what I need. If not, I can still do it, but it just might be a bit... there will be additional side effects." And he looks back at Ethiad. "I'm not sure you don't like to chance. It'd be quite unpleasant. How much for the other room? Says Meredith. And she kind of like steps in between them. And Atticus says, 6 gold. But 9 if you want food for 16. You know, we got to put food on the table here as well. And, you know, I've been really talking to Finch. Done. What do you mean done, kiddo?
What?
And you see Lucian reaches into his bag and starts like rifling around for presumably 9 gold. Mm-hmm. And Fingers goes, what you got in there, man? You gotta let me in there. You got bread that's bread forever. You got lots of money.
You don't need to be let in there.
I'm curious. You're like having this like aside, and Lucian is like counting out freaking 9 gold, and Meredith is like, I'm helping. He like starts like reaching into her bag, and he's like, no, you don't, and just starts like counting out 9 gold, and like counts it out, hands it to Atticus, and he says, the 2 rooms are across from each other. So it's this one and the one directly across. He starts kind of talking to Meredith, and he's just like, we've only got the 2 beds, and Meredith's like, yeah, look, I'm gonna be so real with you right now, it's a bunch of orphans, like, we're used to this, and he's like, I apologize, and he's like, no, I wanted to just, you know, don't worry, we can make do, and I appreciate your hospitality, you know, that sort of thing, and she starts kind of like being like, oh, well, you mind showing me the other room? You know, I'm pretty good at losing my way. And she like turns back and winks at you guys to like be like getting him and us out of here so that you can chill out.
I think Ethier was like, are you trying to fuck Mr. Green?
Like, Lucian kind of like gives her like a weak nod, like he's like, cool. And Fingers like probably just wings back, whatever, and you're just like, wait a minute,
happening?
Is that how you're going to chip in? I don't think that is good. Freaking, you hear like Meredith shuts the door or whatever. The kids leave.
The kids are like going with.
Yeah, they're going with her too. As they like go to the other room, like, you know, presumably we're gonna set our stuff down, for example, this little stuff that we have. Fingers is like, man, I would have thought though, those guys, I mean,
was she flirting with him? I get lost very easily. Isn't that a line? Is that, why would she do that?
She's
what?
She's trying to get some out of him, mate.
Oh, why?
So we can do this. And he like flops down, like pulls himself back like on the bed and flops down.
Oh. Ethiel kind of scoots over.
What, closer to him?
No!
I'm joking. And he's like, what, you thought he was flirting with him?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean...
She said she was going to chip in, maybe. Maybe that was going to be her way of chipping in.
Well, my mom is coming on to this guy who's helping us in his tavern.
I don't know.
Home wrecking the whole thing on our way to the cattle town. Let's just raise the stakes a little bit more.
I don't fucking know. Listen, I feel like as they're doing this, they hear the door open and then shut. Hello?
Oh, good lord. And like Lucian like jumps.
I have a business proposition for you.
Hey little buddy.
Hello.
Any chance that we could do this in a little bit?
No. Finch turns around and locks the door.
Freaking Fingers looks at Lucian, looks at you. Like you all look at one central point, and all 3 heads like turn back at the same time.
I would like all of your attentions, please. I think Ethiot sits up. He's like, okay.
Lucian like gets up to a sitting position. He's like, yes, mate.
So, I really want to go on an adventure with you. And I heard you say that it would be discussed because maybe you don't want a 10-year-old kid to come with you on an adventure. So I have a business proposition. You're Lucian, and I know that you're Lucian.
Lucian's like eyes, like boom,
And I know that Dave, your name isn't Dave, and Lysol, okay, your name isn't Lysol.
It's hard to say, man. Fingers if you don't shut up.
And so my business proposition is this. I would be a great member to your team. I am small, so I can fit into small places. I'm smart, so I'm not like any 10-year-old kids. I'm a great talker. I could convince people of anything, really, because I'm great at business deals.
What do you want?
Because I've learned a lot. Please let me finish.
Lucian's like eyes get kind of, he's like looks back at you guys.
And I can turn into animals, which sometimes is useful. So my request, my business proposition is that you agree to let me go on this adventure, and you put in a good word with my parents because they are the final say, and I won't tell them and the guards who you are. I don't want you to get into trouble. Oh, you fucking rat.
That's what I thought was we were going.
Well, I was a rat.
Well, I suppose we've not got a choice, then, don't we?
I guess not. I mean, you could get into trouble.
Don't you think I'm some sort of scary monster? And Lucian's gonna kind of lean forward a little bit. Don't you think I did something awful?
No.
What was that?
Well, because you broke... no, you didn't break my arm. I could tell them that too. No, I'm kidding.
I don't like this.
Because I was listening to you guys talk in the orphanage and in the tunnels. What?
And freaking Lucian's gonna turn to look at Ethiad. What do you mean you listening to us talking in the orphanage?
Well, I was there. There was a lot of fighting. And there was another guy who looked like you.
Right.
But I was hearing you talk and hearing you plan. And it was rather interesting. I was up in the roof. You have a hole up in the roof.
Oh, the hole.
What do you... What the fuck are you talking about?
There's a hole in the roof, man. I'm just laughing at the way that Oh, the hole. You got in through the hole, and then you came down the wall and listened to them
Well,
talk?
I was listening through the hole. But I stuck my little head out as a rat and was listening.
You guys hear that? He was whistling as a little rat.
Are you making fun of how I talk?
Lucian, I'm Lucian. Fingers, I've got to say, mate, really, he has all the power in this situation, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to pretend like that's not true and that's not happening.
I have the power.
All right.
A little kid with the power. Okay.
All right, mate.
Don't let it go to your head. I'm not letting it go to my head. But...
Look, mate, we can't do anything about it.
About what?
If that's what you mean to do, you've got to come with us. It's no other recourse.
Fantastic.
Oh, the way. I mean, I suppose there's a way. But...
Look, we have to work as a team to convince my parents that it's all right. If they say no, but you tried your hardest, I won't tell anyone your secret.
How do we know that you won't tell anybody at all? How do we know we can trust you even by accident, mate?
Well, because I'm not a wire.
Yeah, man, but you're a 10-year-old kid. You know, someone asks you, you accidentally say my name, his name, somebody's name.
You guys are really bad at that.
Yeah.
I haven't messed up once.
Right, mate. What I mean is,
Well, you called me Lysol. That's your name. No, it's fucking Lemmet.
anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is the mission, if you will, that we're going on is quite dangerous, mate. We wouldn't want to endanger 10-year-old kids. I mean,
But you want to endanger 12 other kids.
they've not got a choice, do they? Look, all we're trying to do is get them to a safe place. I mean, even if that place is here, they've not got to come with us to the castle town.
Right.
We just wanted to make sure that they made it out to the orphanage.
What if I come with you and I also convince my parents to let them stay here? For free.
We're not sure that they'd be safe here.
Why wouldn't they be safe here?
We're not sure that we're safe here.
Well, you might not be.
Look, mate.
Not because of me.
The orphanage was attacked.
Right. Because of that one. Right? There was a lot of emotional talk about that.
I was trying to get to... They were trying to get to him. Points at Ethiad. And maybe him as well.
Right. So if you're not here...
They still know where Meredith and the kids are. I don't know that we're not here. So what's the best way to get to a bloke?
Through his stomach.
I mean, you got you there. I think that is the saying. We're not sure they're safe. That's what I mean.
Well, they could come wherever you want. I just want to come on the adventure and go to Yandoi Talenthi. Say that one more time. Yandoi Talenthi. All right.
All right, come with us, mate.
Really?
I don't see why not. I mean, I'm all opposed. I mean, I'm really tired.
I mean, I don't want to go with the fucking rat, but, you know, you do have the power. Well, I'm only a rat if I don't get my way. He, like, smiles.
Lucian also smiles. He kind of looks surprised that he's smiling. And he's like, I want you to give me your word as a man. If you come on this adventure with us, you're not telling anybody.
Finch sticks out a tiny hand.
Lucian's giant comparative hand encases your hand in ice cold.
Ooh.
He gives you kind of like the only thing my brain is playing is like an evil smile. Like a smile filled with the promise that this is not going to go well. There's like acid behind it where he's been like pinned in a way. He absolutely can't do anything about it and he hates it.
Yeah.
And you feel that kind of like present as he gives you a extremely powerful masculine handshake.
My word as a man is that my whips are sealed.
Alright, can you do us a couple of favours? Help us out a bit.
Sure. Is this the start of the event or?
Yeah.
Yeah. You will help us out by doing what we ask, and that will be your part in the adventure. Okay.
It would be better if we stayed in here. As much as possible. I mean specifically, I guess, me, Ethiod and Fingers.
Right.
Meredith, I mean, ideally, as long as they're safe. But if you could sort of see about food, that sort of thing.
Bringing you food?
If you don't mind.
Well, Mommy is cooking tonight, and she's making pot roast.
She's making what?
Pot roast.
Yeah, what's in this pot roast?
Pork and cabbage and carrots, onions, probably spices, More stuff.
Mummy's cooking tonight. Did you hear that, mate? And he's gonna look
That
back
was
at...
fucking weird to say. Mummy's cooking tonight.
He rolls his eyes and he looks back at you and says, "Are you paying attention?"
Me?
No, idiot. He's looking at the Ethiad.
Yes.
Does that all work for you, mate?
Oh.
I didn't hear anything amiss. I mean, maybe spices, but I'd rather you not just eat bread.
Oh, it's all going to be cooked? Well, of course, stupid head. Alright, fucking hell.
Mate, he doesn't know. Is it going to be cooked or not?
Yes?
Right. And he, looks back and says, "So there's that." And at some point, I mean, you can talk to him on our behalf, but not to be there. Talk to your father about maybe taking a carriage up to the castle town tomorrow. I mean, it would be alright. It depends on if we've not decided if the marriages and the kids are going to come with us or stay here. I mean, if you're offering to convince them. But if I've got to fix your arm tomorrow, I might be in a bad way, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to.
Wait. Do you have to go tomorrow?
We've got to go tomorrow.
Well,
do we have to go tomorrow, man? We've got to go tomorrow. What are you talking about?
well, because she's going to be talking to the king, right?
What are we going to do? Wait around here?
Well, she's going... I don't mean we wait around here, but we will get to the castle town regardless, but do we have to get there tomorrow? She's going to be talking to the king. It's not like you're going to see her tomorrow.
What do we do instead if not start?
I don't know, maybe fucking heal your leg properly.
I'm not going to wait around here, mate.
So you're going to be less capable because you want to see her
I was quite
sooner.
capable saving you in the pissing orphanage.
Fine. Sorry.
Sorry, mate.
It's fine.
We're going tomorrow. We're either going to take a carriage or figure something else out.
I don't really care when we go. I just want to put my 2 silver in. I don't really care.
It's not up to you, mate.
I'm not saying it's up to me. I'm just saying, when it comes to me, I'm easy breezy.
Me too, man. And you look and Fingers is falling asleep, sitting on the floor against the wall. Lucian rolls his eyes.
I'll go check on food. It was a pleasure doing business with you boys.
Wait, I've got one more, mate.
Oh.
Before you leave. If you could just try and keep everybody's noses out of it.
I will try my hardest, but I'm 10 years old and nobody listens to me. Except for you guys, because I have blackmail.
Excellent. Well.
You probably shouldn't touch anyone. You're really cold.
That's what I mean. If you could help prevent that from happening.
Oh. White.
He's
winks at him.
Yeah. Lucian's gonna wink beautifully, perfectly. A lovely wink back at you.
Wow, that was really impressive.
Well, quite a bit of practice.
You wink at a lot of ladies.
Just one lady, quite a lot though.
Oh, Tavo meal.
Go on now, mate.
Oh, wait. He does a perfect salute.
Lucian kind of pathetically salutes, as he leaves.
I think Ethia looks at them and does a little salute. Come on, Fingers. He, elbows him.
Bro, I'm asleep. What?
Ethia, grabs his hand and makes him do a salute.
Woo. And that's where we're going to end this episode, not too.
Ah!
So many noises are happening
so many
at once.
Noises. Little
Goodbye.
rats, little airplanes, little
cars.
Rats. Okay.
Okay. You hear it? Do you hear it?
Do you hear them?
Bye.
Goodbye.